Okay, spiritual warriors, welcome to Temple of Becoming. My name is V, and today I want to talk to you about the topic I talked about in today's Live Saturday Power Up, which is what we run towards has no power over us. What we run towards has no power over us, and I'm going to be sharing 3 tips for increasing spiritual muscle and your personal power, so definitely stay tuned for this video. What you run towards has no power over you, because when you face something and you run towards it, you are thereby owning it. You are thereby, in a way, going into it in order to find your power within it. And this can be somewhat symbolic and deep. Okay, it can be symbolic and deep, but a lot of times the best example of this is, instead of staying on the surface and not going deep into what lies under our surface, okay, whether that's our fear, our traumas, our pain, our insecurities, our self-limiting belief systems, our conditioning, whatever these things that often lie within the under the surface of all of us, okay, in the subconscious, in the places that a lot of people are too scared to go. If we choose to go into those things, into our darkness, into our unconscious mind, into our fears, pain, triggers, traumas, to do the processing, to practice the self-love, okay, and sit with ourselves and sit with what comes up and release the trauma burdens and face the ways we've lied to ourselves and the negative ways we've talked to ourselves and the patterns we've enacted upon ourselves for a lot of times years, okay. If we face these things, it starts to break down the structures of what's held them together, the things that have been like locking us into negative cycles, locking us into self-limiting cycles, locking us into negative patterns that drain our energy, okay? Huge. There's so many ways this can play out. A lot of people struggle with, for example, dissociative scrolling, especially in today's day and age. Dissociative scrolling is a great way to get your energy drained, okay? Overextending yourself, giving way too much of yourself and never being with yourself and re-energizing yourself, another really negative pattern. Overuse of substances, okay? Instead of being able to sit with the now moment, always having to distract, never being able to sit with what comes up, the emotions that come up, the things that are just here in the now. All these things can contribute to these negative patterns if we don't go into them, okay? If we don't have the ability to sit and focus and meditate or process, okay, and feel. It takes a lot of courage, to do this. And there were 3 tips for improving this spiritual muscle, as I often call it, that I shared on today's live, okay? The number 1 tip, I encourage you to take advantage of these. Try these out for yourself, okay? Number 1 is increasing something that is called, in the Norse tradition, Megan, okay? Megan. Some people have heard this word. There's different interpretations for it depending on who you talk to. But in my interpretation, what this is it's kind of like an accountability body, okay? It's like a personal store of our own accountability that we can build up through keeping our word to ourselves and others, okay? Have you ever been around somebody who you just get a really good vibe from and you're like, man, I feel like I can just trust this person. I don't know what it is, but I have this energy, this vibe from them, this impression. And the way they are with people, the way they are with their self, I just get this really strong feeling that they're trustworthy, they're a person of their word. That's their Megan, that's what you're experiencing. It's like their accountability body. And the way we build this is by setting we can set really small commitments for ourselves and then follow through on them, right? Start small if you struggle with this. A lot of people struggle with following through on commitments or goals for themselves. So really, really small, okay, really small. Waking up in the morning and say, today I'm going to drink 3 8-ounce glasses of water. Okay, before noon or whatever it is. Small. Okay, today I'm going to wake up in the morning and drink 1 8-ounce glass of water instead of just starting with coffee. I'm going to start with water, whatever. Okay, tiny. If you struggle with this, start small. And then we can gradually build up. Okay, we follow through on that. We gradually build up. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to drink 8 8-ounce glasses of water. Okay, we wake up and we do that tomorrow. We follow through, and little things over time, following through without anybody there, like, giving us a motivation. Nobody's holding our hand, telling us to do it. Nobody's reminding us. We don't have anybody who, is like, you have to do that. And this. No, we do it for ourselves. Okay, we do it for ourselves. It does also work if we have somebody holding us accountable, but they can't do it for us, right? Nobody can force us to do this. Don't rely on somebody to force you to do something like this. You have to do it for yourself, right? And it works also if we do this for another person. Let's say I tell my sister, I will call you before the end of the day. I'll call you before the end of the day. If I follow through with that, I'm building my Megan. It's tiny, but it's there, okay? And if you follow through on your word with somebody, yes, I will, show up tomorrow, I'll help you move. I'll be there at 9. And if you're there at 9 tomorrow and you follow through and you help them move, you are building your Megan, your personal accountability body. It's like an energetic build. It's energetic, it's psychological, it's intellectual, it's emotional. We're building ourselves, okay? It's subtle, but it works, it's powerful. And if you just keep increasing your capacity for this, a really good example, let's say you want to do a meditation program that's like 30 days commitment or something like that, okay? You're like, yes, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna meditate every day for an hour, 30 days, 30-day commitment. If you follow through on that, you're massively building more Megan, okay? The more capacity we have for this, the more we can build. It can become, there's no limit to this, okay? It's powerful. And people will pick up on this in you. People will pick up on this energy of like, wow, this person walks their talk. Anytime, hot tip, anytime you say one thing and you're preaching one thing, and then you're doing the opposite, you are weakening yourself. You're weakening your Megan. The more we can walk our talk, the more we can strengthen our Megan, okay? The more we can strengthen our personal accountability. Powerful form of spiritual muscle, okay? Number two way to build spiritual muscle, as I call it. In any process of creation or achieving a goal, which is an act of creation, by the way, we are naturally going to hit a point where we face fears, insecurities, old conditioned beliefs about what we can achieve, these limited fear-based, whatever beliefs, okay? Sometimes it's imposter syndrome. Sometimes it's a moment of panic. Sometimes it's a like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there, like, is this even worth it type of a feeling. Whatever these feelings are, okay, they're typically called negative feelings, okay? Fear, insecurities. It's a natural part. Okay, apologies, spiritual warriors. I'm dealing with some technical issues lately that caused the recording to stop and then I have to restart it. So anyway, where were we? A lot of times when people hit these points in their creation process or their goal, working toward a goal of insecurity and fear, they take it as a sign that, oh, I'm not meant to achieve this goal, and they just quit and they drop off, okay? It's not. Understand, okay, and this is, if you struggle with this, hopefully this is helpful to you. Understand that this is a natural part of any process of working towards a goal, of any process of creating something, manifesting something, bringing something into being. It is natural to hit these points of fear, disillusionment, frustration, and insecurity, okay? It is natural to have difficult things and tests coming in, whether internally or externally. It is natural because it is law. The universe has to bring these things up so that you can move through them, so that you can develop the spiritual muscle, so you can contain what you're creating, so you can have the space to have a foundation of strength to maintain what you are creating. And the universe needs to test powerful people. By law, if you are working towards a powerful, ambitious goal, building yourself, working on building something, bringing something into creation, okay, into manifestation, you will be tested to make sure that, are you sure you're ready for this? Are you sure you're ready to achieve this goal? And just take it as a sign that you're doing something right, that you're on the right path, okay? This is law. So that's the second way to build spiritual muscle, is working through those times of fear and insecurity and difficult tests when working toward a goal or working toward a creating something. Okay, and the third thing that can help us build spiritual muscle, so to speak, spiritual muscle, or energetic and intellectual, physical, emotional muscle, spiritual muscle in general, okay, is by taking advantage of the gift of boredom. This is big, okay? This is big. I'm saying it again. Take advantage of the powerful gift of boredom. Ennui. Ennui means like an empty, almost slightly melancholy, empty sort of bored feeling, where there's just almost like you feel like you're just like, there's nothing here. Like it's a bit of a void state. It's a bit of a like, I want to fill up this blank canvas of this moment with something, anything, so that I can feel something good, okay? And this boredom is powerful. Why? Because if you're like me and you're kind of an intense person, an intense soul, going through painful emotions and painful experiences can actually focus you, okay? I've had this experience a lot. Pain, whether that's, emotional pain or even physical pain, it can focus me and actually give me this motivation to move towards a goal. But boredom, that emptiness, that vacant, bored space, that is such an easy, slippery slope to just checking out, disassociating, going off track, leaking energy by just zoning out too much. And it's not wrong to zone out or disassociate a little bit. It's not wrong to want to have a treat, okay, and have some fun times and just be like, oh, what do we want to do? Let's do something fun. That's not wrong, and that's not what I'm saying, okay? Don't misunderstand. What I'm saying is take advantage of of being conscious of like, hey, I'm bored. And we're back. This boredom, this invitation to disassociate and just go into filling up this blank canvas of the now moment with something to distract. This can so quickly leak our energy. And if we even took 5 minutes just sitting with the boredom and just sitting with the emptiness and just sitting with the void state and just sitting with the now in pure, intentional, conscious presence. Oh, spiritual warriors, this is a very powerful way to increase our spiritual muscle, increase our presence and gnosis, okay? When we enter that type of conscious, empty, now present space, okay, we can receive so much energy from the universe. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I encourage you to take advantage of this, even if it's just short, focused moments, okay? And I've started noticing that these times will come to me more and more, these feelings of bored, like ennui, okay, this bored ennui. And it's an invitation for me to just take even just a few minutes to go for a walk without my phone and just breathe, or to just sit and meditate without any distracting anything, without any input, okay, and just be in silence for even just a few minutes. Wow. Wow. It's super important that we take advantage of these opportunities. We're constantly being given invitations to choose how we use our energy, okay? Constantly being invited on how are you going to use this moment, okay? And I was talking about this today on the live. We have a choice. We have a choice of every day we can wake up and say, you know what, this day sucks, I'm already tired, we can tell ourselves, give these messages to ourselves and put these seeds in our unconscious, okay, these beliefs, these intentions, and that will, it will have an effect. What we say to ourselves and the intention we put out there will have an effect. If we wake up and we say, today I'm going to become a better version of myself, today I'm going to work on this one small goal and follow through. Today I'm going to sit in meditation for 5 minutes. Today I'm going to drink a glass of water. Today I'm going to have a great day. Today I'm going to achieve this goal. Okay, whatever it is, this will have an effect, okay? If you turn on the news and you see something disturbing, because we're living in a very dark time, okay? There's a lot of things in the world right now, in the media, it's, online, etc., that can be very disturbing. It can be very disheartening and very dark. if you are working through your own inner darkness, your own inner fears, your own inner trigger traumas, you're processing something, you're going through something, whatever it is, internal or external, okay? It's easy to be like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? I don't understand. This feels pointless. What is even the meaning? What's the point? I might as well just give up. And this kind of narrative can start. If we instead say, you know what? I have a choice. You have a choice. Choose to use whatever feelings are arising from what you perceive internally or externally, to use that as fuel towards your goals, towards your mission, towards your purpose, okay? And I gave an example on the live today. Sometimes we need an adversarial force. Sometimes it's a person or an event, okay? Sometimes we need something negative to give us fuel, to actually give us like a rocket jet of fuel to move us towards our goal. And my example from my life is when I started learning to code. In 2021, before vibe coding was a thing, okay, I was teaching myself to code, completely self-taught. I didn't have anyone, holding my hand or anything. And I had to create a curriculum and work through all of the insecurities and the feelings that came with learning to code and being like, how am I going to up-level my career and change my career? I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how, but I will. And I had a friend at the time, he's no longer in my life, but I had a friend at the time who said to me, looked me in the eye and said to me, I don't see you becoming a software engineer. I don't see you, I don't think that that's, right for you. And I immediately was like, watch me. I used it as fuel to become even more motivated to achieve my goal. And I did. And I did achieve this goal in 2022. Okay, I did. That gave me motivation. Okay, gave me motivation. It served me. If we use whatever these negative things, these seemingly dark things that we see and perceive and experience, okay, if we just choose to use them as motivation, okay, you know what? I turned on the news, I saw something really dark and disturbing and heavy and scary and frightening, and I see people suffering, and what is it for? You know what? I may not have the answers to that. I may not have all the answers to that. We could go down a wormhole with that. But you know what makes sense to me is I'm just going to choose to use the pain that I feel from my reaction to that to fuel me to build a business for you and to create this content for you to strengthen you for service. And I'm with you, okay? I'm doing this with you. I'm simply going to wake up and I'm going to serve more powerfully. I'm going to serve more authentically, to cultivate more presence through my practices, and to inspire you to do the same, to work on my goals as an entrepreneur, okay, in my career, in my personal relationship growth, okay, all of my healing goals, all of my personal healing journey goals, my trauma healing goals, to empower that even more, to empower my building with you as a participant in this piece of content here, okay, this energy that we're creating together, this container, to bring even more passion, joy, vitality, inspiration, positivity, and love into every moment of my life. That is what I'm going to choose to use it for. I'm going to use it as fuel. And we're here, especially if you're a spiritual person, spiritually inclined, we are here to use and channel our darkest shadows and our darkest inner demons and our darkest sides and darkest emotions, to use those as fuel, okay? And I talked about this very prevalent symbol in spiritual imagery that a lot of you may have seen. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this. Very common, we see like a yogi or, a bodhisattva or, a god or a goddess peacefully perched in like a zen state on the back of a very fierce beast, okay? Lion, tiger, jaguar, whatever, you name it. And they're perched just like zenned out, blissed out, beautiful. And underneath is this, this fearsome beast. And I talked about there's a very specific reason for this. It's not often spoken about in a lot of the light and love communities. They don't really often go really deep with this concept. but this is a pure, very nice, a very helpful symbol of what this powerful beast of our darkest sides, darkest emotions, most primal feelings, most primal, illogical, okay, darkest sides to us can actually use to be like an honorable, powerful steed that takes us through life, that gives us this energy that we can ride on the back, the soul can ride on the back of this fearsome beast with a lot of discipline, self-control, and conscious awareness. This is what it is for. This is what we're here to master, okay? What we are here to channel. This is, in effect, alchemy, channeling something that normally would be used for corruption and chaos and hurting ourselves and others, these darkest sides of us, these darkest emotions and tendencies, channeling those into fuel to having the courage to work through something, difficult, having the energy to go through a testing period in life, having the ability to choose to use these negative adversarial things to become motivators, okay? The rage, I could have been like, to the person who said, like, you won't become a software engineer, I don't see you doing this, I could have been like, man, he's right, man, like, screw it, like, I'll just give up. Like, I could have bought into that negative seed, that offered to plant itself in my mind and infect me with weakness. Instead, I took that seed and I transmuted it and I grew it into a beautiful tree. Okay, it's a symbol of using this energy. It's the same energy, it's just how we use it. Okay, energy is energy. It's how we use it that defines our character. And if we make this choice more and more, like right now is not the time in history to just do the same thing we did before, okay? And if people are doing that, that's fine, let them. But for a lot of us, especially if you've watched this far in, okay, you have an itch, a calling, an inner tingle, okay, to level up. And making this simple choice of, to the extent of the darkness and the despair that I see in the world, I'm going to create hope. To the extent of the pain and the suffering and the meaninglessness in the world that I seem to see and perceive and experience, I am going to create meaning, purpose, passion, joy, love, and pure conscious growth, okay? This is our choice. So let me know. Let me know. What will you choose? Are you going to choose this path today? Let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you. Let me know in the comments what you are going to choose to achieve today, even if it's just a tiny, tiny goal. I'm going to drink a large glass of water today. I'm going to stretch today. Today I'm going to inspire someone. Today I'm going to call a friend, someone who's in need. Today I'm going to share a post on my social media, letting people know, yes, I'm here. Yes, there might be dark things out there, but let's, come together and inspire more joy. Let's inspire more, passion and love and positivity. Whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is that your goal is today to create, to share, to do for yourself or others, that's what I'm here to inspire. That's what I wanted to share. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this message right now, go ahead and hit that share button and share this out. People need to hear this. People need to know that now is the time to take these small steps, these small commitments, these small choices to build and create a massive wave. And this can have a profound effect. It's always the little things that build up to making a profound effect. So definitely share this if you know somebody in your life who needs to hear this today. And definitely follow me, subscribe, like and subscribe. Let me know if this is something that you're also feeling in your soul, this type of calling. And definitely think about joining me for live Saturday Power Up. Okay, every Saturday, 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific time on TikTok, I go live and I talk about a new topic each week, okay, to give you energy and empower you for service, whether that's serving your mission, your clients, your family, yourself, your health, and your energy and your abundance, whether that's serving your community, the world at large, whatever your calling is, your purpose is, okay? The Temple of Becoming is here to empower spiritual people who are leveling up and give you that basis and the foundation so you can build that spiritual muscle for your service, to serve your purpose. Okay, so thanks for joining me. Really appreciate having you. It's always a pleasure to interact with you and connect with you spiritual warriors and get to know you. And Take good care, and I will see you later. Peace.